The series is over.
That's the conclusion you came up with?
Oh, baby.
Wow.
New York City ate up Jimmy Butler and spit him out. One afternoon on Madison Avenue or Fifth Avenue, doing a little shopping, and next thing you know, Jimmy Butler's out of the series, sitting courtside near Aaron Rodgers and Jerry Ferrara and Woody Allen and
I don't think he was there, actually.
Meyer Polanski and all the other lunatics out that were at the game. And when it's all said and done, New York City, like the Bermuda Triangle, took another soul yesterday, and it's a wrap. Miami's got no answer for Julius Randle. Overcame a very questionable, little cold streak by the Knicks. But when the game was on the line, down 6, 5 minutes to go, the New York Knicks said, we're done messing around. It's our series now. Knicks in 5. What's up, Evan? How you doing, baby?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the conclusion you drew from last night. I'm impressed.
Because the people that are talking about the series are not being fair. Let me just walk you through real quick. When the New York Knicks play a very tight game, down 3 with The Rock in game 1, as we've discussed on the show this whole week, without Julius Randle on the court, no one says, hey, I got to give the Knicks some credit. Kept the game very close without Julius Randle. Need Julius Randle on the court. But without Jimmy Butler on the court, and the Miami Heat do a very good job to their credit, got a lot of good minutes out of guys that normally don't play the minutes that they play. Everyone's like, oh, the Knicks should be worried. Right. Ooh, look how close the Miami Heat played the Knicks without Jimmy Butler. That's crap.
No, I think both of what you said is crap. I think that what we need to do is not look at every single game as a continuation. They're completely different. So in game 1, you even said this on the air, and I laughed at it. It was ridiculous. If we make more threes and Julius plays, we win. Well, guess what? You didn't make more threes, and Julius didn't play. Just like the take that the Heat fan would have, which is, hey, we didn't have our best player. If we have our best player, we win. Dude, game 3 is different than game 2. Game 2 is different than game 1. One has nothing to do with the other. Give Miami credit. I think you would admit that you were surprised that they would even have a 6-point lead with 6 minutes to go in this game. I think you'd be surprised because you said it on the air when I brought up Gabe Vincent. You mocked him. Well, Gabe Vincent had to be one of their number 1 scorers last night. Cody Martin had to be one of their number 1 scorers last night, and they had a chance to win the basketball game. But that has nothing to do with game 3. So last night at Madison Square Garden, give the Knicks credit. Even though they continue to struggle to defend the three-point shot, which is a problem that they need to clean up, they were able to take advantage, and don't kill me for saying this because I don't think you should feel bad about it. The Knicks took advantage of a whistle that benefited them in a very big way
the ball hit
in the fourth quarter of this game.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the ball did not hit the rim.
And that's a game changer because quickly, I want to walk everybody through this. It's a 3-point Knick lead after Brunson hits that 3. And there's an air ball forced by Cody Martin. Shot clock's about to expire. And there's an offensive rebound and a putback. It should be a 1-point game with 4 minutes to go. The officials missed the call. It clearly hit the rim. Eric Spoelstra has no recourse because that's an unchallengeable play, and the play continues. I also thought, and this one's a little bit more controversial, so if you want to debate me on it, that's fine. I don't think the Jalen Brunson 3 should have counted on the Bam Adebayo foul, in which he ran through Hartenstein. I don't think it should have counted. And, you could sit there. Monty McCutcheon could sit there and explain why it should.
Right.
It shouldn't have. And that was arguably a bigger play than the other one. But here's why.
Well, because it's a 4-point play.
Well, they're down 6.
Right.
So, look, the Knicks still took advantage of it and made the plays they needed to down the stretch, specifically Jalen and Josh Hart, the Villanova kids. But those 2 mistakes by the officials were huge.
Yeah, and I'll say this on that. I don't argue either one of them. I guess we could go back and forth and get in the weeds a little bit on the 4-point play. Probably not worth it because it's not going to change anything. But and I know you're going to agree with me on this statement. It's not the Knicks' fault.
No.
That the referees made 2 mistakes.
Knicks owe no one an apology,
even if
Craig.
I argue one of them, it doesn't matter. The referees made a mistake, at least 1, maybe 2, that had a significant impact in the outcome of the game. Now, as we say that, one of the last things you said to me yesterday when we were walking out of here at 6:30,
Gabe Vincent?
You said to me,
Gabe Vincent's awesome.
You talked about Gabe Vincent earlier in the show.
Yes.
Right before we left here, right, and we don't leave before 6:30. Bang. Right?
What'd I say?
You said, good news, Craig. Scott Foster's reffing this game.
I did. The extender was reffing.
Did you not
the game.
say that?
I did.
You said the series extender is reffing this game. Now, I don't remember who made the call on the Hartenstein foul on the Brunson 3.
Also,
but I think Foster made the non-call on the ball that hit the rim. Did he not?
I think you're right. And there was another play, and I put this out on social media because I thought it was brilliant. And I really, as much as I may not like the Knicks, I think Josh Hart is just awesome.
He's great.
Everything about him.
Yep.
I love his personality. I love his game. He had so many big shots in this game. Nothing but love for Josh Hart.
Yeah.
Josh Hart did something so brilliant yesterday that I got to give him credit. He pushed down his teammate Hartenstein to get the loose ball foul call.
In the lane.
Yes, he pushes him down.
Two-hand push, knocked him to the ground.
And that was another Scott Foster.
Foul on Adebayo.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Now, you know what Miami does, by the way? And this is why I'm not even mad as a basketball fan about Brunson getting the 3 to count. The Bam Adebayo, so let's walk you through this. Brunson has an open 3, okay? Hartenstein is setting up a screen. Adebayo's trying to close out, but Hartenstein's in the way. This is all done on purpose, Craig. Spoelstra's a genius. He knows what he's doing. His point is run over Hartenstein.
Right.
Get the foul, because if you commit the foul before Brunson takes the shot, no shot. They did it earlier in the game.
Right.
So, and that's cheap, by the way, but it's playing by the rules.
Yeah.
So it was done on purpose.
Commit
like Bam
the foul, make
Adebayo.
them take the shot, the ball out of bounds, let's for the bonus, obviously.
And the 3 doesn't count.
And the 3 doesn't count.
Yes.
And it's Nick ball.
Yes.
And you got to take 3 points off.
Yes.
Right. Listen,
All
Eric
done on
Spoelstra
purpose.
is a great coach.
Yes.
He really is. And he proves it every single game. Eric Spoelstra is a great coach. And let's also say this. In last night's game, it gets a little bit lost only because it was early. R.J. Barrett's first quarter was on the money.
R.J. Barrett's first quarter.
He came out gunning.
R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle, to their credit, were the reasons why the Knicks were in that game after the first quarter. Because to Miami's credit, they hit their threes. And that's the thing the Knicks are going to have to clean up. That's why I don't like playing this game. And you could play it all day. I just don't agree with it. Of equating, if this guy plays, this happens.
Because other guys made plays.
Also, Game 3 is going to be completely different than Game 2. Good and bad, by the way. Like, maybe even great for the Knicks.
By the way, the Knicks can go out there, probably won't, but the Knicks can shoot 45% from behind the arc, and it's a different ballgame.
They also could force Miami turnovers. The Heat turned the ball over 6 times yesterday.
Right.
Like, the game is completely different. That's why the attitude of, well, if Julius plays in Game 1, we win, doesn't matter. Or the attitude the Heat fans going to have this morning of, well, if Jimmy Butler plays, we win. Who cares? You didn't. Right. Game 3 is a completely different animal. What Miami showed you last night is that they're feisty sons of bitches. That's what they showed you.
And they always have been, by the way. You give Spoelstra credit. Jimmy Butler's always been that kind of guy throughout his multiple stops in the NBA.
Another person you should give credit to. Go ahead.
I'm not doing it.
Say his name.
I'm not doing it.
Say his name.
Hartenstein.
No.
My guy.
Gabe Vincent.
I'm not giving Gabe Vincent any love. What, he have 21 last night?
Big second half.
Every time Gabe Vincent made a shot in the second half, I'm going, that son of a bitch. I'm going to have to hear about that for 4.5 hours tomorrow. Gabe Vincent's made himself an important part of that team right now. Yeah. He's a good outside shooter, and he don't care.
The Knicks have to clean up.
That dude can pull the trigger anytime he wants.
The Knicks have to clean up their three-point defense. It's been an issue. Because
you know what, Evan, if I may, and I got to say, I'm tired of seeing it, but I get, some games just play out differently. The chasing a guy that's open and jumping and flying by him, happens. It's like 20 times a game.
It's a problem.
Right?
Like last night, Miami is good three-point shooters, but when you don't have a playmaker on the floor, like a guy who can create his own shot, how are you even shooting 35% from 3? And they had a lot of open looks, Miami. So they have to clean that up moving forward. But you know what? You said it at the top, Craig. In the final 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, specifically Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson, they made plays when they needed to. They were given second and third and fourth opportunities. Hart would hit the corner 3. They defended a lot better.
Yeah.
And the Knicks deserved to win that game. Whistle or not, they won the basketball game. They needed to win it. And now we have some fun. We're tied 1-1 going to South Beach, baby.
Yeah, it's going to be great, which also means by default, we got ourselves a Game 5 at Madison Square Garden.
We do.
Which could be a game to end the series one way or the other. Yeah. Right?
Would you sign for 2-2 back at the Garden? You have to. Right?
How could I not?
Yeah.
Yeah, how could I not?
Yeah.
2-2 back at the Garden, take Game 5, give myself 2 shots to win it. 100%.
Well, also, winning a game in
I'll
Miami ensures that they're going to have to beat you again at Madison Square Garden.
That's right. That's right. And they're not going to be able to play us without Julius Randle again, unless he gets hurt again, obviously.
Right.
I'm all pumped up for you. The other thing I want to talk to you about today, driving home yesterday, I lowered the windows. I enjoyed the 45-degree air. Kept me awake. Refreshed my brain a little bit. Then I started drinking Huperzine A, DHAE, Ginkgo biloba, GABA, and Alpha GPC.
Right.
Probably going to kill me. But it's also good for mental restoration, Evan.
Right.
And I'm holding the can right here.
Right.
You can look. That's what it's got in, right? None of these statements are FDA approved, but it says that I'm now a Mensa member if I have one of these every day, okay?
Yeah.
I don't think Yankee fans are being fair
About what?
about their criticisms of the New York Yankees. So the Yankees win last night. Good comeback victory, right? They had a home run from your boy.
Which one, Willie Calhoun or Anthony Volpe?
Willie Calhoun, a guy nobody ever heard of before. He became a Yankee. Don't act like you did. You didn't know anything about Willie Calhoun.
He was a prospect in the Texas organization.
You know because you're a wacko.
A top prospect.
There's not a Yankee fan alive that knows who Willie Calhoun is. All right, they think he's the backup singer for Chris Stapleton. That's all you know about Willie Calhoun. All right. That being said, nice comeback victory. Garrett Cole again was great.
Important comeback victory, too, because that's one of those
yes.
baseball games that's a little bit more important than others.
Yeah, and now here's my take on it. The New York Yankees, no fault of their own, have been ravaged by injuries. Is that fair to say?
They've had a lot of injuries, yes.
Like half the roster has been hurt already this year.
No fault of your own, though, I could challenge a little bit.
Well, I'm not going to blame the Yankees that a guy slides into third base like he's got two left feet, hurts his hip.
My quick retort would
Very
be,
quick, please.
If a guy has an injury history and you bring them in, it sort of is your problem.
Well, that you can't be surprised that a guy gets hurt if he always gets hurt.
Correct.
Fair enough. Donaldson, IKF, this one, that one, the other one, Stanton, Judge, Severino, Rodon. It's like a mass unit, right?
Right.
And I would make the argument. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make the argument today.
What's your argument?
Not to be a contrarian, but because I had a wonderful drive home last night in my black Hyundai Elantra, that congratulations, baby. You made it over 50,000 miles.
Nice.
That's right. Second 50 grand started yesterday. All right?
Cool.
Because that's how I roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's how I roll in a regular person car.
Regular person
that's
car.
Right. Yeah, it's so depressing.
You don't love that.
I just want a pickup truck. Memo to Boomer, Ford made $1.8 billion in profit last year. Can you swing me another F-150, please? In any event, I digress, okay?
Yeah.
The New York Yankees are 500. That might be the greatest managerial job done in the history of baseball.
Oh, come on.
And while everyone yells and screams about Boone sucks and Cashman's got to go, and I'm sick and tired of the same old Yankees, and the Yankees don't have this and the Yankees don't have that, the Yankees have lost half their roster to injuries already this year. And somehow, some way, the brilliance of Aaron Boone has kept them at 500.
Specifically,
I think you got to give the guy a plaque for manager of the month.
Specifically, how has his brilliance led to the Yankees winning that many games? Go ahead. I'd like to hear it.
Last night, the brilliance.
What did he do last night specifically?
Last night, he let Willie Calhoun hit a home run.
What was his choice? To pinch hit for him in the seventh inning? Like, what are you talking about? What's his brilliance? The night before, he took Domingo Germán out in the ninth inning. Was that brilliant?
That one hurt.
That
one hurt.
I'll give him this. He went out to talk to Garrett Cole last night.
That's right.
And Garrett Cole said very nicely, get your ass back in the dugout.
That's right.
And Aaron Boone pulled a Joe Torre, who was at the Knicks game last night, and went right back to the dugout. But outside of that, I don't think Boone has done anything that's led to their start of 16
Boone
and 15.
has kept it together.
By doing
he
what?
has kept it together. He hasn't lost the locker room. And every night, even when they lose 15-2, those guys go out there and bust their ass for Aaron Boone and for the city of New York. And the fact that they are still 500 tells you that when everybody gets healthy, they are an unbeatable force.
So the bar you have now set for the
World
New York
Series
Yankees,
champions.
I've watched this over the last 2.5 years, everybody. I have watched Craig lower the Yankee bar from, hey, they make the playoffs every year, to, hey, they had a 500 April.
How about that?
Like, what's next? They're only 10 games out? Like, this is the most incredible lowering of the bar I think I've ever seen.
Have I lowered the bar? We haven't played Tampa yet.
You're
Sweep them this weekend.
Exactly. You haven't played Tampa yet,
That's
and
right.
you're celebrating being 16 and 15.
It's not that I'm celebrating it, Evan.
You kind of
It's that I'm appreciative that Aaron Boone has kept it together.
He's kept it together.
Listen, there's a lot of other teams that have these kinds of injuries, and guess what?
Which teams?
They implode. Other teams.
Which teams?
Historically.
Which teams?
That have had injuries like
In 2019, the Yankees had a ton of injuries. They went out and won 100 games. Now, that was a marvelous job by Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman.
Aaron Boone might be the best mass unit baseball manager in baseball.
But so far, I don't think there's anything extra special that they've done.
He's got no starting pitching outside of Garrett Cole. We don't have a closer.
He's got Nestor Cortez.
Nestor Cortez got lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, until his last start, he was one of the most reliable starting pitchers in the last 2 years.
The third base and second base, who the hell knows what's going on these days? Rizzo's giving him nothing at first base.
Well, that's
you got
true.
19 different outfielders.
Anthony Rizzo at
Nobody's
2 hits
batting over 200. And what happens? Somehow, some way, my guy just directs them to win after win after win.
You have said so many incorrect things. Like,
it is
would
phenomenal.
take too much time for me to fix all that. I don't even know where I would begin. How about you compliment the kid, Anthony Volpe? Let's put him over. That home
That's my
run
guy.
kind of turned the
Aaron
game.
Boone and Yankee management allowed it to start the season. Get
Bang.
the first
What?
10, 11 games.
How about that?
What are we saying?
He's saying
I was
that
just complimenting Anthony Volpe.
That's what
Aaron
I'm
Boone
saying.
and Yankee management allowing him to start as a Yankee
Well, that
and
was
not
it.
keeping him at Syracuse
Yeah, but,
like
hold on,
Mauricio
hold on.
and Bacigaluga.
Baby.
No, Vientos,
Yeah,
first of
batting
all,
.390,
it's
he's doing a lot of good for the Mets.
It's completely different scenarios. The Yankees had no choice at shortstop, so I don't know if we should throw them bouquets for the fact that they let their top prospect be the opening day
What
shortstop.
do you mean they had no
But in
choice?
terms
Because I
of-
remember someone saying
It was
when
a
we all-
no-brainer.
When we all asked who was going to start the season, and I said Volpe and he said Volpe, a certain someone said, I still think they're
Because
going
I
to
didn't
Peraza.
trust that they would do the right thing.
Well-
Now, they did the right thing, but
Well,
they
then
also
you can't
did
call
the...
it a no-brainer if you
Come
didn't think
on.
they'd do it.
That's where we are. We're going to give them credit for letting their top prospect be the opening day shortstop?
Yeah, I think we have to.
All I was trying to do is compliment him for the way the game turned last night. That home run was huge. It turned a 2-0 game to 2-1. He had the base hit, which led to the insurance run. He stole 2 bases. Anthony Volpe did a great job last night. Michael King did a great job last night. But let's not turn this into all of a sudden a complete 180 from yesterday and the day before, where all of you, even you, Big Mac, were turning on Boone and Cash.
Well, that's why I'm here. I'm not going to tolerate it today. I'm going to acknowledge
After a
that-
win, that's when you're going to do
no,
it?
I'm mad at myself for not doing it yesterday when it would have been a lot less popular to do it yesterday.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's not fair to do it after a win, especially a low-scoring, close-game win.
I mean, they're still not scoring runs.
I know, but the reality is this team should be 10 games under 500. And when you take a look at it, I don't know how he's doing it. He's like Geppetto.
Come on.
I mean, he is like the puppeteer of all great puppeteers. He's like one of them guys from Sesame Street.
This may
Frank
be
Oz.
a bigger
Jim
heel.
Henson.
He's like Jim Henson.
This
That's
may
right.
be a bigger heel role than me ripping the Knicks during a playoff run.
All
you
right.
all of a sudden saying, you know what, forget about the ripping of Boone.
Yeah.
He's actually a genius. He's
a
Casey
genius.
Stengel on steroids, ladies and
We're a
gentlemen.
500 baseball team with we wouldn't even have Major League talent playing.
They're not Major League talent now?
I mean, we got the Oswaldos. They suck, right? We got
Oswaldo suck?
the
Oswaldo
Oswaldos.
Cabrera hasn't done very much.
right? I mean, what are we doing? And all I know is that my guy goes out there every day, has to face the media, has to hear the slings and arrows of you lunatics. And you know what? You could be doing a lot worse than having Aaron Boone here. A lot worse. Because I know a lot of managers, a lot of them,
Name 'em.
that would have a very tough time keeping this team 500.
Name 'em.
Joe Girardi, for one. That's
Joe
why he got
Girardi?
fired in Philadelphia. Right?
Joe Girardi won a World Series here, didn't he?
He did.
Oh, okay. Has this guy?
Not yet. Not yet. But he's clearly on his
The
way to winning
manager,
one.
other than the other night where they blew the game, and I thought he had a lot to do with it, the manager has had very limited impact on the results of this team so far, good or bad. That's the truth.
By the way, some guy from the Mensa group just sent me an email saying, "Welcome to the club." That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. This is probably going to kill me, right? This stuff? When you think?
The finger drinking?
Well, here's the good news. This stuff gets, I've never had this before. Somebody left a case of this in my office, so I put it in the fridge yesterday, and now I'm trying it. What is it called? It's called, I'm not promoting it. I'm not saying that you should drink it. I know nothing about it, but it was in my office, so I have some.
So something's in your office, you'll just eat or drink it no matter
listen,
what?
If somebody left a case of it in my office, I assume they wanted me to try it. So I'm a Huckleberry. I'll try it. It's a focus and energy supplement called Nerd Focus.
Do you think it's working?
I think it is.
You feel more focused than normal?
Mentally, I'm very strong right
Yeah,
now.
somehow that drink got him to Aaron Boone's the greatest manager of all time. And Yankee fans, despite your struggles until last night, you should get on your hands and knees and thank him.
As a matter of fact, I think we should maybe get a card for him.
Thank
I
you,
think
Aaron.
we should have put up a couple big poster boards in a couple different parks and Times
Being
Square
in last
and
place-
have Yankee fans write personal notes thanking Aaron Boone for keeping it together.
I just want New York to note this. The bar has been lowered so much by Craig. Being in last place in 16 and 15 is now hey, this is amazing. Thank you, Aaron.
Just think about this. They've played
Thank
31
you,
games.
Aaron.
Right now, I did the math. Without Aaron Boone, they're 11 and 20. Think about that. Without Aaron Boone, this is 9 games under 500 and 20 games out of first place. That's how bad it could be. But we got a master back there.
Oh, yeah.
We got a guy taking care of business.
He's a master,
keeping
all
us
right.
afloat until all the injured guys come back.
I don't know if you're worse than the guys who blame Boone for everything. Like, I think you're both kind of on that same level of insane.
Blame Boone. Yeah, you try to manage this team with no one
The
healthy.
only thing I blame him for was the game the other night. I thought his managing the bullpen was awful. Outside of that, you put the guys on the field, they got to perform. They haven't performed.
Giancarlo Stanton hurts himself slowing down from a jog, and that's Aaron Boone's fault. Aaron Judge gets $900 million, can't slide into third base. That's Aaron Boone's fault, right? Donaldson can't get on the field. LeMahieu's can't be counted on.
He got a big hit
right?
last night.
I mean, one game.
Well, the game that you're citing because they won.
I'm citing the season, Evan. I'm not citing a game.
Huge hit last night.
Just turns out that they won last night. I would have done this today anyway.
Oh, would you?
Yeah, because I had to drive home on Epiphany.
So you picked the day to do it, not the day yesterday after a loss when the Knicks hadn't played a big playoff
Theoretically, I
game.
could have waited till tomorrow, I suppose.
You could have. Well, you got to see how tonight goes.
I'm probably going to lose.
Shane Bieber throws a 2-hit shutout. You may want to not pick tonight or tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Between that and the Knicks winning, I'm in a good mood. I may go home.
I think the truth is, Craig, and I know you don't want to do it, so I'll do it for you.
What?
When you look at how the Yankees are 16 and 15 despite all the injuries, you made a great point. There is a reason why.
Yeah.
You just don't want to admit it. What if I told you there's a guy on the New York Yankees
Garrett Cole.
that every time he's pitched, they haven't lost?
He's the best pitcher in baseball.
The Yankees have not lost when Garrett Cole starts. I'm going to ask you a trivia question. See if you can figure it out.
Hold on. Go.
How many home runs has Garrett Cole given up this season?
1.
0.
1.
0.
Are you asking me or telling me?
I think I'm telling you.
Oh, I didn't really
0.
get a chance to answer that.
So when you try to figure out how the hell are they 16 and 15 despite this and that and that and
What's
this,
he have, 6
the
starts, 5
answer
starts?
is Garrett Cole. Because when you take Cole's starts out, he made his 7th start last night, and you take those 7 wins out, you have a baseball team that is not good.
I agree.
9 and 15 when Garrett Cole doesn't start. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to credit somebody for the Yankees somehow managing to remain 1 game over 500, I think it'd be the guy that you wanted to run out of town a year ago.
Not
the
me.
guy you wanted to trade for Marcus Stroman. The guy that you said was a fraud. Garrett Jefferson Cole.
Garrett Cole's the best pitcher in baseball right now, and that really cannot be argued. We got lots to do today. The big Nick win last night. All the globber snopper celebrities showing up who have no interest in basketball, but they want to be on TV at a Nick game because that's where all the cool kids go. We'll get into that, the actual basketball game, going down to Miami for Saturday, Yankees, Mets, and a lot of the stuff in between.